So the Barrie Colts and North Bay Battalion played their first half of the rivalry series this weekend, and it's a game that certainly went back and forth between these two Central Division rivals. And for the North Bay Battalion, got off to a hot start as Shamar Moses and Parker Vaughn, the two former Barrie Colts, wanting to send a message against their former team, and they had an impact here. No goals from either player, but they were noticeable out on the ice tonight for the North Bay Battalion. It was Battalion opening the scoring in the first period. Cam Warren, what a start to his OHL career. Another goal for him. That's now 2 on the season. Surprisingly, leading this North Bay team in scoring. So great job there, Cam Warren. And then not long after, Briar Long would make it a 2-0 score. And despite it being 2-0, it was a pretty sloppy first period. Colts just not able to get much going. North Bay, a couple of bad turnovers in front of their own net, but Barrie not able to capitalize. That was the big difference to start off this hockey game. But before the first period was out, the Barrie Colts were on the power play. Brad Gardner from the corner trying to set up Kayshawn Aitchison. The pass just bounced, didn't work. But wouldn't you know it, goes back on the tape of Gardner, who puts it in, making it a 2-1 score after the first period. In the second, it was a parade to the penalty box for the North Bay Battalion. Shamar Moses was called for a trip right at the end of the first period, and it was just penalty after penalty. But the Barrie Colts not able to capitalize. North Bay doing a great job on the penalty kill, keeping things simple. McIver able to see a lot of the shots coming his way, and it remained 2-1 for most of the second period. But then we had some battles throughout between Gabriel Eliasson and Shamar Moses. They were pretty frustrated with one another. At one point, Moses was challenging Eliasson to meet at center ice, but that wouldn't happen. However, the captains, Cole Baudouin and Ethan Procession, they would drop the gloves. Procession kind of gave a bit of a jab to Cole Baudouin, and he took exception of it. And we don't usually see Baudouin dropping the gloves. It wasn't really much of a fight. It was more of a wrestling match along the boards, but they were sent off the ice. And then Eliasson and Moses, they were having some words, jawing at one another, and the officials saw enough of those two and sent them off as well. But it seemed to give a bit of a spark to the Barrie Colts at the end of that second period, as we would see Alex Asadorian, a great play behind the net. He would set up Kayshawn Aitchison in front, and we had a tie hockey game. And that goal from Kayshawn Aitchison gave him 41 goals in his career. He is now the first place defenseman in goal scoring in Barrie Colts franchise history, passing both Brant Clark and Aaron Ekblad. So a big moment there for Aitchison. And wouldn't you know it, Asadorian, again with the puck, sets up Brad Gardner for his second of the game. And the Barrie Colts are up 3-2 going into the third period. Things looking up for Barrie. They're getting the pucks. They're putting on the pressure. The forecheck is working. Third period, not a lot of whistles. It wasn't until about 11 and a half minutes, I believe, left in the third period that we finally got a whistle. Long stretch there. But we weren't seeing too many big chances. The Battalion in the slot had a couple of shots. Hrebeck able to make those saves. But then suddenly the game shifted. The North Bay Battalion, they were able to click, tying the game at 3. That one would be coming from Ryder Cali. What a shot from Cali. Warren set him up, puts it top shelf, and it's now tied at 3. Not long after that, Cronin then gets the puck behind the net, does a wraparound. Hrebeck came across. The puck went on the inside of his right leg and rolled across the line. And suddenly North Bay was in front, and the Colts didn't really have an answer. They couldn't get the puck out of the zone, had challenges getting through the neutral zone. They pulled the goalie. Hrebeck went to the bench. But then Procession fanned on the first shot attempt, put himself offside. Greer would find the back of the net, but it was called back because of the offside situation. So the Colts were given another lifeline. They had another chance, but what happened is that Kent Greer did a great job keeping the puck along the boards, and the Barrie Colts watched time tick away as the Battalion doing a great job along the boards, and that would do it. The Battalion snapped their 2-game losing streak with the 4-3 final, and the Barrie Colts losing streak is now at 4 games. These two teams back at it tomorrow afternoon in North Bay. We'll have the radio broadcast here on the channel, so make sure you click subscribe so you're notified when that broadcast gets underway. The live stream will begin at 1:45. We've got the chat open, and if you have anything you want to share about the OHL, or if you have questions about the Barrie Colts, you can put it in the chat, and Gene and I will answer your questions during the intermissions of the game tomorrow. But man, oh man, this is a game that got away for the Barrie Colts. It was a sloppy one at times for both teams, and the North Bay Battalion, this young team pulls away with the victory. So it's a 4-3 final here from the Saddlein Arena, and let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the game. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Talk to you again soon.